Time to catch up with Coach Doug Meacham as the Cowboys take on Kansas State Saturday here in Stillwater. Here's a question's been on my mind. Is there anything for you that you've learned through this challenging process that might help you deal with something else down the line? Can you take anything from it, or has it just been so bizarre that you can't?
I think all of us can learn from this. Like, when things aren't going your way, when things are hard, what you get is a lesson, and you get experience. And the next time, and it doesn't necessarily have to be sports related. It could be, anything.
Sure.
You'll be able to maybe handle or deal with tough situations on down the road for the players and the coaches because of the things you may have learned through this experience.
Sure.
And how to cope with things that aren't going particularly great and make the best of them and live a fuller, better life, so to speak. So, but yeah, there's a lot to take from it. I think by and large the staff and everybody involved's done a pretty good job of staying close to what's important, and it's these kids, and just staying focused on just the task at hand and trying to stay away from the negativity and all the other things that accompany what's going on, and just focus on football and fellowship and hanging out there together and fighting together.
I'm sure that you see a positive in that it reveals high character in a number of your players.
Yeah.
Some more than others, I'm sure, but there are probably some that jump out that really have shown what type of people they are through this.
Yeah, and I encourage the players to understand that however you respond to the way things are at this point, that's how people are going to remember you for a long time. So I'd rather walk away from this knowing that during a tough time, he handled it a great way or he handled it terrible and actually pulled the wagon the wrong direction. So that's kind of been our message, is to handle it in a positive manner and be the best person you can under adverse situations and make the best of it.
Obviously, Clint Bowen took over as defensive coordinator, a pretty good chunk into the season. So he's been working, trying to get things going his way and simplifying things to make the defense better. So because of the bye week, could we see a jump of improvement in the defense just because he's had more time? Yeah,
they're going to play faster. And, the thing that he's done is he's simplified. I think some of the terminology is a little bit more in tune with what he's done in the past. And at the same time, they've worked a lot of fundamentals, like tackling and angles and things like that beyond a scheme. And when you're a little bit simpler on defense, it allows you to actually watch the opponent. They actually can, a corner can watch and pay attention to receivers' tip-offs that he gives, and things like that, opposed to trying to figure out where he's going.
Yeah.
In terms of the defensive scheme. So I think you'll play faster. You'll be more in tune with what they do on offense. And I think you're going to see a group of guys that are going to play with a lot of intent and maybe through being able to watch the offense a little bit more for them, maybe be in the right spots a little bit quicker.
You've seen some running quarterbacks, some guys that can move around, but what makes Kansas State's Avery Johnson unique in that group?
Yeah, I mean, he's man. I mean, because you can do it in the run game and the pass game. If you cover everybody, he can take off. If you run zone read, counter read, power read, obviously he has the opportunity to pull the ball and take off. So it's just difficult because, he's the extra guy. And when your quarterback runs the football, you have an extra blocker, so to speak. So it's hard to outnumber him because of an athletic quarterback. And he reminds me, his running style is kind of like the old Zach Robinson run style, kind of a slasher, has some speed. They're very similar body types, and he runs a lot like Zach used to. So has a lot of speed. He's a really good player. He's got a lot of reps under his belt. And to me, he's kind of the key to what we need to do to try to accomplish a win.
Doesn't sound like Kansas State is terribly complex defensively. Is that better for a team like yours under these circumstances, that you're not facing a team that's going to throw a million different things at you?
Right. It helps you in this regard. You might be able to maybe add a few more things that you wouldn't normally have because of all the different type of schemes they do. So you can maybe run a couple other things and pick on certain coverages because you're getting a little bit more of a baseline.
It's the Cowboys in Kansas State, 11 a.m. on Saturday morning, and we'll see you at the stadium.